greet the sun. Connected with this star is everyone. Infinite energy, pure white light. Your hearts are shimmering like the stars at night. One human mind, one human heart. We'll heal up Mother Earth with this same art. Master of ceremonies, humble MC. I sing out the message that was given to me by ancient line of warriors traveling the galaxy. Mother Earth is bigger than the eye could see. We live on a valley like ants on a tree. This is all made up, an illusion to me. There is no poverty, just low paying jobs and low self-esteem. High interest loans, they call payday advances. If you don't have the money, they don't give you chances. Can't pay your rent, can't pay your bills. So much pressure, it'll give you chills. But I try to stay sane, buck to the brain. Thank you, happiness. You smell so sweet, taste like sugar cane. Everything is one where the people of the sun prophesize to come and share the wisdom of the masters. Don't call me preacher, don't call me pastor. I flow with the flow of a natural disaster, but stay as calm as a Toltec master. Sit meditating, infinite creating, waiting patiently for that next day to come. Where I wake up every morning and I greet the sun. Connected with the star is everyone. Infinite energy, pure white light. Your hearts are shimmering like the stars at night. One human mind, one human heart. We'll heal up Mother Earth with the sacred art. Master of ceremonies, humble MC. I sing out the message that was given to me. Ancient line of warriors traveling the galaxies.
Nuestro sol se ha ido. Nuestro sol se ha ocultado y nos ha dejado sumidos en las sombras. Pero sabemos que volverá a salir.
I travel through the Aztec calendar ages. I speak the tongue of mystic sages. Escaped all your prisons and all of your cages. I live the evolution of human stages. From hunter-gatherer to great mathematician, I built the pyramids in complex position underneath the heavens. I left a map of stars, follow the red road. It isn't that hard, it just takes all of your will and your warrior skill. Never to spill the sacred blood that fills and courses through my veins. I carried all of the pain, I carry the heavy chain of a conquered people. For 500 years we have never been equal. Deported immigrant in my own land, neglected orphan who don't understand why their mom and dad hasn't come home for days. Hungry and alone, left in the days. Put your hand over your heart and repeat after me. This is starting to look like Nazi Germany, murdering the peaceful with police brutality, and the racist Congress passes bills against the poor. Silent weapons for silent wars, but my heart stays pure and my love endures. With my maton unseen, I will find the cure. With my grandpa Tatawari, my intentions stay strong, and my soul belongs to the line of stars. Deep in the Milky Way, in the Nepi I pray for the warriors of heart to come and take away. With this verse I'll slay the animals of prey. The Atlachion sun has come our way. Lead your family to a brand new day. Lead your family to a brand new day.
Dejaron para nosotros nuestros venerables abuelos. Y con ese mismo cariño y empeño, hemos de inculcárselo a nuestros hijos para que ellos lo enseñen a los hijos de sus hijos de sus hijos. Y no olvidemos decirles y enseñarles. ¿Cómo será? ¿Cómo se reunirá? ¿Cómo tomará fuerza? ¿Y cómo concluirá nuestra gloriosa náhuatl su grandioso destino. Nuestro sol se ha ido, nuestro sol se ha ocultado y nos ha dejado sumidos en las sombras. Pero sabemos que volverá a salir.
No, I didn't eat dinner yet either.
Yo.
Check 1 2.
Check
my
the alley.
Bialy.
Do you guys hear me?
I do not hear you. Are we on right now?
Do you guys hear us?
Do you hear us on the chat? Does the chat say we're here? Is anybody at the chat?
Check 1 2.
Someone's always there. Yeah, I'm kidding.
LA News podcast, Las Aslan.
Yo.
What's crack-a-lackin'? Man, Zero.
We are crack-a-lackin'.
Your set was amazing, bro, at the Immortal Technique event.
It was, you know what's interesting about that show, man, is that I only did 3 songs, but the crowd was amazingly receptive, completely shocked. I caught them off guard. I look different than everybody that was trying to open up for Technique. I say things that are different. Not that anyone else is less. It's just that, I've been doing this for a long time. And I know that those type of shows are not something you overlook. You actually over prepare for. And I kind of expected the set to be short. So I just hit them hard, really hard. And I got a lot of good responses. I think I was able to connect and relate to everyone in that crowd. And they all seemed to have appreciated it.
They did. They were wild. They were going wild. The crowd was going wild.
Yeah, like the front row was just...
They were screaming.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a good show, and Technique was super cool after. I felt honored that before I went on stage, he opens up the door and he's all, "Hey, hermano, good show, go get him," or whatever. And I just was grateful just to be there. Shout out to MC Life. He always he's just a good dude, man, and very humble. And I could see why he is that way, because he gets to experience a lot of things, man. And he's just a hustler, man. That dude just sells things, makes shows, does tours. I mean, it's shout out to MC Life, man. Thank you for inviting me to the Technique show.
It was a sold
Thank
out show,
you.
right?
It was a sold out show.
Yeah.
It was over 500 people. And
I had fun.
yeah, Quali was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty intense, huh? Just even trying to get by the stage was
It was packed.
yeah. And right after I finished the set, I still have my copalero. I have the coals inside, and I'm taking care of the fire, and I'm just trying to get through the crowd, and very, very receptive crowd. They were there to see Technique, and those people are very lyrically critical. So it wasn't like I could just just pull the wool over everyone's eyes. But I never do that when I write my music. Like, my music is a deep expression of how I feel about my culture and my people. It's kept me alive. It's kept me thriving. It connected me to the earth. That's the way I write my music. So I'm happy to see the community embrace the message.
But obviously this is all leading up to some releases, like I'm sure a lot of people.
I have 3 new songs.
Tracks.
I have 3 new songs. I have 3 new songs that I'm trying to help fund, because I got, like, people don't know that, like, Malinali's not opened anymore. I don't have a job. So, but I don't let those excuses stop me from doing what I believe is my true mission, which is my art and my community. No, let me correct myself. It's my family, my art, my community. I'm not I'm never going to complain about not being successful at something or not having the resources to do something. That's why we encourage people to support the program by buying a shirt, coming to the shows, doing the things that we do. It takes a lot of effort. But, luckily the creator gave me the will of our ancestors and the hummingbird medicine.
Yo, anyone who wants to support, make sure you guys cop a t-shirt. The links are in the description below.
Yeah.
And
And shout out to the people who have downloaded the album.
The album.
Yeah, it's getting a
You just
couple
got to
sales.
sell like a couple days ago, Joe.
And it was from that Immortal Technique
There
show.
it is.
She actually pulled her phone out right then and there and downloaded the music. And I only played 3 songs. This is what's surprising me is that, I didn't get a very large set there, but it was effective. And I think MC Life put me closer to Technique. So, shout out for just, respecting the art. And we keep moving on. So yes, there are 3 new singles that I finished. 2 of them are recorded. 1 I need to record still. And I'm going to ask a couple of friends to jump on there. They're very powerful messages, concerning the things that are happening right now.
Yo,
I don't know
Ice went to the Home Depot in Pomona, rounded up all the day laborers. That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. It's just
honestly, I've been thinking about that all week.
They're just
because I used to work at the Home Depot in Pomona.
There's some things that are passing very quickly that are going to be a challenge for anyone who disagrees with anything anyone is saying. It's almost like they're taking and seizing power and not really caring. And the problem is they're lying. They're blatantly lying. And if you don't believe their lies, then you're an enemy because you didn't believe their lies. Even when they get caught in lies. It's kind of like that reporter. Remember the reporter that was asking Trump, or Trump was trying to convince this reporter that the person that everybody keeps complaining about actually is an MS-13 gang member.
Yeah, Trump is all pulling out pictures of his hands
Right,
and shit.
right.
He says he has an MS-13 tattoo.
And the reporter's going, I disagree. And he's all, wait, what do you think? It's photoshopped? And he's all, look, everybody's don't believe that.
And then he said, we invited you. You're not being nice.
Right.
In your interview, and we invited you.
Right. So, but the point of what I'm trying to point out is what he's insinuating, what you pointed out right there, is that he's telling you, oh, okay, so we got the reporter. When I ask him or when I tell him this thing, he's going to agree with me, right?
Right.
That's what Trump is saying. That's what everybody's saying. The advisors, yeah, this is the reporter that's not going to challenge you. It's supposed to be a smooth sailing.
That's what Trump
ask the question, get the answer, smooth sailing. But this reporter said, no. He's like, no, we don't believe you. And he's all, wait a minute, what? No, people were saying da, right?
Oh, you made his voice.
Right? Did I nail it? Anyways, he's all, people are saying this and that, and I have the pictures, and the reporter saying, no. Okay, this is my point. Trump is telling you, believe my lie. And the reporter's going, I don't believe your lie. Mm-hmm. So no, then you're an enemy. What? You can't have a different opinion. Mm-hmm. You can't contrast. You can't investigate. You can't. This is what we're headed. This is where we're at right now, today, this second.
Where we're at already.
Yeah,
now.
this second. Yeah, this second right now. They also passed this Unleashing the Force of America or something like that. This new law that just passed today. Did you hear about that, Armando?
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah. It's an executive order, the most recent executive order.
Yeah, it's just 'cause there's so much different shit happening, like different orders, different new statements all the time. But the judge just ruled, I think today, that you cannot just walk up to brown people and arrest them and abduct them.
Right.
So at least that was a win for today.
But the problem
But
is
they're probably going to continue to do that. You know?
it's called Unleashing the Force of America Act or something like that. It's something crazy.
Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement.
That strengthening and lengthening America's law enforcement
To pursue criminals and protect innocent civilians.
But who determines that? The person on the job, the police officer? He determines who's dangerous?
Exactly. I mean,
Like this is where we're at. You know what another interesting thing is? Right now in Spain, there's no power. There's no light in the entire country of Spain. Pull it up, Mondo.
I thought it went back on already. Unless it went back off again.
Or they're turning it on and off.
Well, I know for a fact there was a massive blackout.
Yeah, there was.
But find out if it's still over. No, because no one knows why it's happening.
Right.
It's not like
doesn't make sense.
It's not like, oh, there's a thunderstorm or a fucking hurricane blew out something. It's just the power's off.
Supposedly there's no evidence that it's a cyber attack yet, but I think they would probably want to keep it hush hush if it is anyway.
I think what I could guess is, let's see if we could turn off this entire grid and how long we could keep it off.
An experiment.
Yeah, just because there's no logical reason for it.
Trying to get a good one. If it was in Portugal.
Portugal or Spain?
Oh, this is when they're celebrating when the part came back on. Let's try to.
I just got paid $60,000 for my car crash from using this app on my phone. And I don't know if you could see.
You're looking at a train station in Valencia in Spain that has been hit by a massive power outage that authorities there say is impacting the entire Iberian Peninsula.
Spain, Portugal, and France are just starting to emerge from a state of emergency that plunged their cities into chaos today.
Okay, so Zero. Imagine this went down here in the United States, dude. Which is it's gonna happen sooner or later.
Well, this is where we need to kind of figure out what the plan.
But speaking of the price,
we have to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Crazy blackouts right here.
So
I'm talking thieves, criminals love blackouts, bro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There'll be so much violence.
But there has to be a reason why. I just don't think it was a mechanical error, bro.
Right.
Yeah. We don't, I haven't yet to find out why it's happening.
Power, unreliable power that wasn't backed up by enough reliable power like coal or gas to keep the system stable and stop it crashing. Just before the blackout, which started in Spain, Problem is, Spain also supplies a lot of Portugal's power. The Spanish grid was using around 70% renewable energy. And then, bang, there was some kind of fluctuation. A lot of power suddenly dropped in just 5 minutes. System couldn't handle that. The whole system tripped. And because Spain relies...
That's a trip. Maybe he's speaking facts right there. Maybe.
Possibly. We don't know. We don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know if Europe was supplied by Russia and they have issues, but there's a lot of stuff that's happening. So it's
Spain,
important.
Portugal, and
It's important for us to start really thinking about community, not in a way that's cool or hip,
You're looking at a train station.
but one that helps literally your neighbor. If we foster this kind of attention or focus, then stuff like this, hopefully, we'll be able to manage.
It just seems like outside of this country, there's so much real shit going down.
Right.
To the point where, like, being in the U.S. is like being in fucking Disneyland, dude.
Well, it's getting there.
At fucking this point.
It's getting there. Yeah. It's getting there. Because it's a free-for-all. That's what it seems like. And they're trying to create an old narrative where people just don't want to be that way. I don't think the majority of people want to be hunting brown-skinned people in the street, in the market, breaking down doors of homes.
Yeah.
This is really where the morality of things are crashing. And we just got to be brave enough to go through it. This is not the same as civil rights. This is not the same. We've already achieved that. They want to go, nah, that was wrong. The other way was better. The abuse, the mistreatment. I mean, this is not a time to be quiet and be as eloquent and as peaceful as you can. Right. It's the clashing of a time where this was allowed. It wasn't even that it was allowed, but we didn't have the wisdom or the community or the organization or the communication to challenge it. Nowadays, you just got to pull out your phone. And the problem is that they don't care that you do. But others do. Not every heart is the same. Not every mind is the same. Just because they're in the army or in the police, force or whatever, doesn't mean their heart is really invested into it. And did fail so bad. But
I actually saw some ICE officers going to a Phil's Coffee. Whittier. Suited and booted, like just straight up with IC right in the fucking chest. It's crazy, bro. And the raw raza.
I'm sure they're paying good.
Yeah. Usually the colonizers use our own people to get our own people. Like, right. I mean, that's what happened back then too. In 1492, it's like they used the natives to fight the natives. They didn't fight the natives most of the time. So the techniques don't really change much. The Tlaxcalas.
The thing is that these people aren't being trained at all. It almost seems like they're just picking people who just agree with the agenda. The problem with that is that, look, when I used to work with people who had autism, the people that suffered the most were the people who weren't trained because they didn't know what to expect. Like even police officers get a certain amount of training. But to go and force, a stranger, I mean, some of these guys that they are going after, hey, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they are dangerous. But going in there with untrained people, just ego and I'm right and you're wrong, I'm a better and you're a worse or you're a lesser, I don't know if that's a strong, it's not going to be something that's going to be as dense or as powerful as believing in your community, protecting your children, respecting the elderly, not harming the peaceful. This is what they're doing completely. They're doing completely the opposite of that. We're not in that time no more. And when I say time, I'm talking about the next 100 years are going to shift so progressively. But this is a warning to those that believe in this old narrative of your color of your skin makes you better than someone else. Even more so, the ideology or narrative that's being derived by leaders who never care about you. They don't care about you. You think they care about those people that are going out there in Walmart and tearing families apart? When I used to be in East Los Angeles, I used to have a lot of people that were in gangs. I was hanging around. I mean, growing up, they were everywhere. And one time, I had a conversation with one. I was never involved with gangs, but my friends, acquaintances, more like acquaintances. But they really liked my vibe. And, I always felt fascinated by like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to each other, Right. And I asked one, I go like, what happens, bro? Like, do you feel bad or anything like that? And he's all, I'm not going to lie. When I'm alone, that shit kills me. But when I'm in front of everyone, I act like it doesn't bother me. You see, there's consequences to your actions. You didn't create humans. ICE agents, you didn't create humans. You have no authority over anything, over anyone. You're harming humanity, and the world's taking notice. And this isn't even a judgment from me. I don't judge anyone. I keep my judgments to myself. I don't need to point out someone else's atrocities when they're blatant. Everyone sees them. It'll be interesting to see what the next 5 years is going to be like. Because I'm going to just say it. Colonials, those of you that, rode the fence, kind of were like cool with people who are of color, saying, hey, look, we're cool, we're cool, we're cool. And then when you have your all white parties, you're making fun of us. Right? But it's better than you hating us and beating the shit out of us, but okay. Well, now's the big test. Yeah. Because what you used to think was funny just because we're white and no one else of color's around and it's funny, is now associated with some very serious humanitarian atrocities.
Yeah. And those kind of rhetoric, that racist, harmful rhetoric against brown people, is actually taking people's lives. It's costing them to be deported into concentration camps, to be disappeared, abducted. So it's not just a joke anymore. It's violence, like, against a person. You know, it's not a laughing matter anymore. Well, it never was.
They deported like 4 American children, like a 4-year-old.
Hey, but they're always gonna say,
Yeah.
"Well, look, they should have fixed their papers. They had plenty of time."
No, what the dilemma is this. Here's the dilemma. The kid, the 4-year-old, he's an American citizen because he was born in the US. The mom and the brother and the sister, they're not. So all of them get deported. Before, I would think that the baby had rights or they would get a visa. I don't know how it worked. But they deported everybody. And one of them had cancer. I mean, I'm not trying to cause gossip or kind of point the finger at their evil ways, or I don't know. It's just blatant. I think that now's the time, instead of us projecting our disagreement, is to really look inside ourselves and understand that when we say nothing, we're agreeing. Plain and simple.
Right.
What it's going to be,
There needs to be outrage at this point. I mean, even at this point, it's already kind of late, because if you haven't said anything, because now they're deporting U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
Now they can deport. The Republicans made it so that they want to deport citizens.
Right.
So it's already too late. But I mean, it's never too late. But it's just
it's not.
late.
It's not too late in the way. Look.
It's late, but not too late.
Look.
There you go.
It's kind of like when let's say like Starbucks, and the board wants to take over. One of these guys wants everybody to follow him. So he gets most of the board members to vote on his side. And they get past whatever they get past, but whatever they got past was horrible decisions. They didn't go through the process of implementing things in the proper way so that they stay solid. That's the one thing you could say about the United States government, is their due process was their claim to fame. Now that there isn't any due process, you've kind of pulled the skirt up. You pulled the skirt up on the United States. Because when you get just pulled off the streets and, taken away, deported instantly, it's not an experience that you can just kind of scroll by. This is why I'm really, really getting into the writings. That's why I'm coming out with 3 new songs. One of them I wrote 5 years ago. I'm going to let you guess which one that was. Another one I wrote 3 years ago. And this one I wrote maybe 7 years ago. I mean, I've been writing, but I feel like now's the time to release these things, because I am aware. I'm self-aware.
That's good.
Self-awareness is the awareness of what's happening around in your own environment. Are people suffering around you? Are people terrified around you? I had to put the restaurant into a storage, and I saw nothing but people who are Mexican or Central American putting their shit into storage. Probably bouncing.
Yeah, a lot of them did.
like terrified people.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and you don't see them right here in East Los, where I'm at. I don't see them where they used to be anymore. The street vendors, a lot of them, all be like in the alley instead of on the street like they used to be.
Right.
And that's really painful to watch that they're so afraid they have to go back in the alley away from sight, out of sight, to try to sell some roses. Yeah, it's
Right.
really heartbreaking.
That's the reality that we're in right now.
Yeah, and these are brown native people. They shouldn't have fear like that on their own lands. They shouldn't have to fear that. Should be able to freely walk on their lands.
People think that they're being afraid of being deported. That's not what they're afraid of. I think if they were deported, put in a cell, fed, given a bed, in about 72 hours, they're back in their home country. Now the home country takes care of them. That's a deportation. What's happening and why they're terrified is because they're being sent to other countries.
And concentration camps in the United States.
Yeah.
They're all camps.
And they don't all have a bed.
No. And they're
speak a little bit about
stacked up on each other.
Speak a little bit about what the conditions are that you've done research in.
Well, people have been recorded their audio inside the ICE detention camps, and it's really frightening to hear them say, their testimony. They're crying, they're traumatized, and just them retelling the stories. They're crying about it and saying how they're screaming, "Don't bring any more people in here because we don't fit." And they're dreading having to share a little piece of soap for hundreds of women, and it's gone by the end of the day. And I've heard them say that a security opened the door on them to their cell, and he was so disgusted and they were so ashamed because what he smelled when he opened the door, and they read it on his face, and that they're just really in the most horrible conditions in there. Aside from being starved, there's a lot to it.
As well as.
And they're cold too.
Yeah. This isn't a protest podcast right here. This is a reality-driven podcast. Meaning, we have to say something. If I see somebody beating the shit out of an old man, I'm gonna say something. If I see a man beating the shit out of a woman, I'm gonna say something. If I see an adult trying to take advantage of a child, I'm gonna say something. I wouldn't be the artist that I am if I don't say anything. But I have to be self-aware. I have to move in a way that's very different than everyone else because I can't have Jack in the Box after this and go have a couple beers. Not if I'm self-aware and I'm going to have a voice and people are saying that they don't like me, or they don't like my brother, or they don't like my cousin, or they don't like my mom, or they don't like my grandma because they don't have papers. What fucking world are we in? Literally, what fucking world are we in?
And I think you're right. Right now is the time that we need to speak up and use your voice. Everybody has a voice. Everyone needs to speak up, whether it's in the songs, in the protests. And we were going to have the open mic, but I feel like the people are not really wanting to speak up right now because of everything happening. They're kind of maybe traumatized or something. But the open mic is so that we can feel comfortable to raise our voice and let out anything you're feeling and thinking. So might have to push it back a few days or weeks. But I do want to spread the word that we want to have an open mic to bring that kind of environment to the community where we can voice our thoughts and our feelings and just support each other and uplift each other, one another.
Right. You know, this, as I was putting everything from the restaurant into storage, a Mexican man who was pretty drunk comes up to me and says, "Hey, me puedes traes unas monedas? Voy a comprar un pan." And I had a whole, like I had bought stuff all day, so I had a pretty big pocket of change, and I just grabbed all of it and I go, "Here, buy yourself 4 pans," you know. And he started crying. That medicine is what we need. Those people need to know we love them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do everything in my artistic power to show that.
Yeah. And everyone can help. Buy brown would help a lot. Support the street vendors, support the brown business.
Find clever ways. Look, I'm not telling you to go in the middle of the street and start protesting. No, get a step further. Be a good journalist. Go do what Wally does. Spends hours and hours researching. Puts together her blogs. Releases it. Everyone needs to be that in their own way. I focus myself in music, lyricism, doing the shows, doing this podcast. But you could be a good journalist. You could be the journalist of your block. That you walk up and down that block and you fucking notice and you write a little blog about it and you write your little reports and you do your picture and be creative and be expressive. But walk like a warrior. Be aware of your footsteps. Warriors don't just wildly go out there. You sometimes don't even know they're there. This is the way you need to walk. Like a warrior. Silent. Accurate. Focused. And invisible. But effective. It's time to work on the diet. It's time to work on the spirituality. It's time to love your family.
All that is very important stuff to do that we got to work on as a community. Because you can't help others if you can't help yourself.
I think when we put the emotional approach into creativity because of the environment that we live in, is distorting. It's forcibly being distorted. Because we had gone way past hating each other because of the skin color. It's almost like, you know, those colonials that don't like colored people, but on the under now can actually say it. Not care how it affects someone else. Now, for all of you all of you colonials, but don't have the philosophies of blatantly saying that you don't like colored people, because that's not you, right? It's not you. It's not your family. And it may not be. But if you stay quiet, I'm talking specifically to you. If you stay quiet, then you are. You don't get a pass because you feel like that's wrong. You fucking go out there and tell them it's wrong.
That's right.
And don't be nice about it.
Yeah.
Those of you who said, all those of you that said that oh, look, we have your back. You guys need to be right there in the front fucking lines.
Yeah, they do. They need to help with protests, with organizing, donations, spreading the word, sharing the videos, opening their own organizations. They have a lot of privilege to do a lot of those kind of things that we don't have resources to do ourselves. They have so many resources. But definitely just support, even if you're just supporting, that helps a lot. But doing nothing, like Zero says, but that just makes you complicit. That will just make you.
And a post isn't enough either. No, man.
No, yeah.
The guy that feels safe saying that he doesn't like colors and he's happy about what's happening in the ice, and that guy, you need to just go, hey, you know what, bro? You're fucking off. You're fucking way off. And I can't fucking be around you if you're like that.
Yeah.
That's where we need to be at. Not the quiet, well, he's an asshole, but we're both white. It's like, that shit's over, bro.
But those were, he was raised in different times. And we can't do that.
No.
We can't bring those times no more.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're not in those times no more. Right. So yeah, now it's about action.
There's no more casually accepting that.
Right.
There's no more. You can't have your secret little parties and laugh about colored people and a little slightly racist. No. As a matter of fact, you guys need to be organizing to help these people.
Yes. Start organizing.
They need to be massive, 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 massive groups of you guys.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the audience tuning in. Art Liner, what up? So Many Graphics, what up? Righty Tighty.
Yeah, shout out to the chat. Thank you for interacting with this podcast. I know that it helps the algorithms, and you get to express yourself. Sometimes you agree, sometimes you don't agree. It's okay.
We're going to be retiring this backdrop in a few weeks too.
Yeah.
I'm going to order a fresh new backdrop for us.
Nice.
I'm thinking all black matte, a little bit oversized with just one big fat LA Nails logo.
There you go.
Yeah, bigger.
Yeah. It's that time, music is being made. Communities are coming together. And I truly believe that there's no wind in their sails. You can't just blatantly hurt people and think people are going to agree with you. That time is so far gone. The time of your dominance is gone. India caught up. Brazil caught up. China definitely caught up. You can't ride the spoils of colonialism forever. It doesn't make sense. You don't have the will of the universe. You need quantum computers to help you. You don't even know what quantum calculations are. Quantum calculations are shamanic visions that computer's trying to mimic a medicine man. But you can't mimic with a computer the connection you need to build with the universe in humility. Information is for all who are humble enough to receive it. You're not special. And you're not smart. And the world's seeing who you truly are. I believe deeply in our ancestral prophecies. I dedicated half of my musical career into a message of 2012. After 2012, I started practicing what I learned and regaining my self-awareness. What is self-awareness? The control of my spirit, the control of my diet, and the control of my intention. All that made me free. But it also gave lots of energy. And I used that towards my family and my community. I've never done this for clout. Mondo, how long have you known me? Have I ever done this for clout?
I don't know.
Never. If you like my music, it's because you like it. Not because I want to be cool or this makes me cool or my deep connection with how I write lyrics is me personally going deep into my YOLO. And in the room of my heart, I have conversations with creation. My own personal conversation inspires these lyrics. And if it touches you, if it ever touched you, it's because I mirrored the same thing you have. You just need to become self-aware. And it's a lifelong journey. But let's open up those portals. Let's come together as a community to help another community. An innocent community. At least in Europe in the 40s, when they started massacring the people, it was because they were like taking advantage of them horribly. They owned all the media, they owned all the banks, they owned all these things. These guys are just working their ass off in the worst conditions. And they somehow are the enemy criminals. You can't lie to the public. It's just so bad. It's so bad. Lying to the public. Can you pull up the Trump thing? The Trump interview with him saying that, you know, he's an MS-13 dude.
Oh yeah, that's a good video. I want people to share that video, share widely, because that is a narcissistic moment. Like you can't change his mind about it being photoshopped. He's like, stop it. It's not Photoshop.
He thought because he's in front of the president, he's going to agree. Like, that's not journalism.
I was surprised he didn't try to deport him right there.
Journalism is not like, okay, sir, what do you want me to ask you? All right, perfect. What is? Oh, it's not? Okay, great. No. Journalism is like, wait a minute. Someone else told me that it was fake. What do you think? No, it's real. Well, a lot of people disagree. How come you can just...
It says MS-13. That was Photoshop.
In an interview with ABC News on Tuesday, President Donald Trump insisted that the man his administration...
And the man that you picked out, he said he wasn't a member of a gang. And then they looked, and on his knuckles, he had MS-13.
There's a dispute.
Well, wait a minute. He had MS-13 on his knuckles tattooed.
Oh, he had some tattoos that are interpreted that way. But let's move on.
The photo in question is a picture that was shared on the White House's Instagram account on April 19th, where the president is holding up a photo of Gilmar Abrego Garcia, showing his 4 tattoos, one on each finger. In each knuckle, there is a picture of a leaf, smiley face, a cross, and a skull. The characters MS-13 were apparently added to the photo to decode the tattoos. The Trump administration claims the symbols are associated with the gang, with the marijuana leaf representing the M, the smiley face the S, the cross the 1, and the skull the 3. However, CBS says the experts and researchers they spoke to acknowledge that tattoos could carry gang-related symbolism, but the markings alone don't provide evidence that Abrego Garcia was a member of the gang. In the interview with ABC, Trump seemingly believed the characters were tattooed on Abrego Garcia and not added to the photo digitally. When the journalist, Terry Morgan, tried to correct Trump, the president fired back.
He did not have the letter MS-13.
It says MS-13.
That was Photoshopped. So let me
That was Photoshop. Terry, you can't do that. Hey, they're giving you the big break of a lifetime. You know, you're doing the interview. I picked you because, frankly, I never heard of you, but that's okay. But I picked you, Terry, but you're not being very nice. He had MS-13 tattooed.
Are you absolutely fucking joking that he's talking to him like that?
Yeah. What does he
Well,
mean
agree to
by
disagree. Saying,
not
shut your
being
mouth,
not being very nice? What does that mean?
He's trying to censor him. He's
Not
like,
being very nice. I would
this is the break of your life.
I
he's
would
telling
attribute not being very nice is like, I thought you were gonna agree with me. What the fuck? You're changing your fucking tone right now? What? I thought we were just backstage. You told me you were gonna fucking agree with me. that's basically you're not being nice, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day Trump will lose it, but I'm sure backstage he's like, hey, motherfucker, you gonna agree? You got it, sir. He gets in the fucking tube. Yeah, back there, he's like, you got it, sir. He gets on TV, he's like, fuck you. This is not this is this is the problem that people are having with this whole movement and situation is they're like, wait a minute, you're not gonna make me one of you guys because what you guys are doing is very close to international law. Like you're crossing those lines. You're crossing those lines.
Thank you, Daniel. Delilah.
Trump then asked the journalist if he had even seen the picture in question and insisted they were not digitally added.
He had MS as clear as you can be, not interpreted. This is why people no longer believe the news because
when
it's
he was
fake
photographed
news.
in El Salvador, they aren't there. But let's just go on. They aren't there when he's in El Salvador.
They weren't there, but they're there now, right?
No,
but they're
in
now.
your picture.
Terry.
Ukraine, sir.
Abrego Garcia was living
Ukraine, sir. Dude's such a fucking joke.
That those numbers weren't even there before.
This is the problem. How come you just can't go, hey, get this fucking dude back so people can shut the fuck up and we can continue to do what we're doing? No, he wants to go, fuck you. Yeah, I did make a mistake. And, well, you want some proof? Here. Here's some fucking proof. Shut your fucking mouth. That's what it is. I'm Trump's inner voice. You want proof? Here's a fucking proof, bro. Oh, well, people are thinking that's... What? This is the proof. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
That's weird. That's like... The problem is, in the 40s, the journalist, he would have agreed. Oh, yes. Oh, perfect. Oh, answer. See? Problem solved. But not in 2025. In 2025, our journalists are going to go, no, you're not going to fucking lie to me. You're not going to make me lie for you. That's basically what the journalist is doing. He's telling him, I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to agree. If I agree, that means I'm lying for you. I'm a fucking journalist. He didn't have the tattoos when he was in El Salvador. Now all of a sudden he has a picture of his fucking knuckles with tattoos.
Exactly.
That's not a hostile or okay. Here's one thing. Armando, pull up Caroline Levitt and the Amazon comment. She did a press conference, talking about Jeff Bezos doing a hostile political move. I want people to understand her wording. Listen to the wording. The wording is very, very important and what and how she says things.
Is this about the tariffs?
Yeah. The tariff that
I just got off the phone with
something about it being something
It's going to be displayed right next to your price that you will pay on Amazon. I'll just show you the amount of the tariff.
You find it on YouTube.
It's not there.
At Wayfair, we get pretty excited.
I need to find this real quick.
Yeah, she got really fired up about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it.
Reported this morning that Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
Pause it real quick.
Take.
Okay. This is a person pointing out the truth about the tariffs. This is the truth, Caroline Levitt. Here's the truth. Amazon is going to show you how much increase you have to pay because of these tariffs. This is the truth. Listen to what she responds.
Another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain. I will.
Who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this since I just got off the phone with the president about
That's
Amazon's
a lie.
announcement. This
That's
is
a straight up lie. She got off the phone with the president. Just right now, you got off the phone, Caroline, just right now, this second.
The Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years. And I would also add that it's not a surprise because as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
So
crazy.
So your truth isn't truth. This is truth. Think about that. That's what she basically said. Your truth, the factual fucking truth that the website's going to show you the effects of the tariff is her going, this is a plot. This is not real. It's real. It's fucking real. They're showing you it's real. It's not fake. You don't go, oh, the other guy had inflation. It's kind of like having an abusive husband. And then he has a buddy, but he's more abusive. And he goes, but he was abusive. Why are you always tripping? This guy was majorly abusive, the Biden administration. Look at how abusive he was. And no one said anything then. And now that we actually are doing something and we did slap the shit out of you, now someone's saying something? No. Come on. It's the truth. The reporter just said, "Can you answer the truth?" Oh, that's a lie. This is a plot against us.
It's just propaganda. It's just propaganda.
This is a lie. I didn't just slap the shit out of you. It's a lie. Even though you feel the hot hand on your face, it's a lie.
They're just gonna always say it's just propaganda. Like that's their go-to
It's the
answer.
same thing that Trump did on that interview. He had tattoos. No, I don't think he did. It's a lie.
Yeah, they always lie.
That's a lie. Just believe me. Don't go investigate on your own. What are you doing? I'm telling you, it's a lie. Listen to me because it's a lie. Even though it's the truth, it's a lie. This is beyond unintelligent.
Yeah, but it's because they know they can get away with lies. I mean, I think that the judicial court it really slaps them on the wrist a lot. Instead of going in there arresting them, they give them deadline to change their way, or they just like there's plenty of evidence already of that humane conditions like don't exist. And they're concentration camps. There's been people who lost their lives. There's torture. There's abductions. There's
Due
lawsuits.
process has a lengthy process. Okay, it's not quick. So the courts are going through due process. But Trump is going, fuck your due process. I'm just going to do it. Hey, but you can't do it because we're going to file this paperwork against you. Fuck you and your paperwork.
I mean, when they have the courts, when you have evidence, usually when you have enough to support a warrant,
this is my whole point
they
of the
go after.
This is my whole point of the conversation. It doesn't matter.
But they don't go after him or his administration.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't care if you know he's lying. She doesn't care if you know that she's lying. It's up to you to believe it if you'd want to. If you don't, well, fuck you. You're the enemy. I feel very bad for I'm not even this is not about like me being racist, but I feel really bad for people of colonial descent. Cuz the people that you fucking they're cool, the Democrats, the Republic, they're fucking things up in your name. You guys are going to be the next people that they're going to hear about and talk about for 100 years about how they mistreated and broke international law against human rights. It's going to be you guys. Right? All you Rasa fucking ICE agents. Going up against your own people, bro. That was your fucking cousin. That was your brother. You're going to have to talk about it. In 25 years, you're going to have to explain, hey, yeah, I was the one fucking rounding up immigrants, and people are going to walk away from you. They're not going to want to associate themselves with you. You can't wash that away with soap and water. When they talk about that room that Kwali was talking about, where the ICE or where the people in the detention center open up the door to the females and they're kind of not in the right proper hygiene, right? Because they're in inhumane conditions, forcefully purposefully. And 25 years from now, they're going to be like, yeah, I used to do that. People are going to walk away from you. They're not even going to want to fucking be next to you. They're not going to want to punch you. They're not going to want to hurt you. And you're going to find yourself in a very fucking lonely-ass town with only a few of you talking how fucking dope you guys are for doing your job. They're going to be talking about you. Let's see how we handle this in the next 25 years. It's not going to be violent. It has nothing to do with violence. It's not violent. It's just about association. I don't want to have friends like that. It's that dangerous right now. People are getting taken away. And it's almost like we can't do anything about it. But be self-aware. But be disciplined. But be organized. Effective. Guided. Self-awareness is how. What is your relationship with Donatu? What is it? Is it real? Is it just a fucking tattoo on your arm? Is it fucking real? Now is the time to figure that out. I don't know. I'm getting a little over-passionate about this.
But no, you can't. You can't. You have to be passionate right now. You have to be really passionate right now.
And all you brothers and sisters who are connected, who do know what their relationship is with Donatu, you need to be talking to 10, 15, 20 people. Don't just sit back and go, oh, fuck, you don't know about shit. Nah, you need to have 20 students, 100 students. Just fucking hoard the wisdom, man. Now is not the time.
I only take people serious who actually speak up right now about what's happening right now. Everybody else don't even DM me.
Express yourself how you feel. Not just, I don't agree with ICE. And no. Find a clever way. Write a good article.
Do something.
If you're going to post something on Instagram, spend an hour on it, 2 hours on it. Oh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show that. It's now is the time.
And if you don't know, you can ask somebody, what can you do? What can I do?
Have groups. Get 10 people at your pad. Have a barbecue and discuss what you're going to say about this particular subject. Imagine how powerful that would be. 20 people come together. We're all going to work on one post about how we disagree about this. We don't agree with this. This is violating international law. Everyone deserves due process. If you were a part of a gang, if you were very violent, you'll have to face the consequences for that, but not if you're innocent. Not if you're innocent.
I usually tell people to go to the protest if you don't know what to do. Because there you will find out what you can do. We have to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere.
I mean, the troubling part is that when someone can say, oh yeah, he's in again. Well, wait a minute. Everybody said he wasn't. Yeah, but we're telling you that he is. Yeah. But all of his family is saying that he wasn't. But I'm telling you that he is. Yeah. But there's no evidence of it. Didn't you hear what I said? I said he is. And then we're left speechless.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? But also, this is a bad, it's a bad look for brown people. Like, they're trying to dehumanize us in our culture because brown people have always been tattooed up or painted up on their bodies. There's nothing bad or criminal about it inherently. But yeah, with all this is making that art on your body taboo again, and it's treating people inhumane who have that culture.
But that, just because you have that does not mean you get to go to prison for it.
Right.
But hey, shout out to the journalist that did not agree with Trump.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
Just because he had morals enough to say no. Yeah. No, you're not going to shove your lie down my throat.
He didn't stay quiet. He said it.
He said no, and he kept saying no.
Yeah.
And he completely disagreed, and he said no.
Yeah.
That was cool.
To the president.
To the president. That was cool. The president looked bad because he was still trying to convince him. Like the journalist is going to go, okay, God, you got me. Sure, I agree with you.
I take it back. Yeah.
No.
Just kidding.
Is this, that was so bad on the part of Trump.
But it's good that they reveal themselves, their character like that.
That is a good point. Because eventually you're just going to reveal yourself.
Yeah, that way they do it themselves. That's even better.
Yeah. And that's where we're at. That's a good point too. We're at that point. We're at that point where you're just revealing yourself, and you continue to reveal yourself, and people don't want to back immoral anything. Government, spiritual, anything that's immoral, that hurts children, that hurts women, that hurts elderly, that terrifies males.
They don't want to, but they do hesitate to take that step to help and to participate in, so that they're not complicit.
Well,
wanting to help is not enough. And you've got to help. You got to do something.
I mean, it doesn't have to be massive. I want to be clear about that. It's
right.
But it can't be minimal either.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be massive. It can't.
You got to do your best.
Yeah, it can't be minimal either, though. If that makes sense. You'll figure out what minimal is. However you feel about humanity being attacked, a certain individual being attacked just because he's an immigrant, just because he works his ass off, just because he wants to send a little bit of money back to his mom or his family in Mexico. He's terrified. That's where we're at.
Las Aslan Natives Podcast, LA Natives Podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the video.
Global pandemic.
Share the video, comment on the video. Zero's going to be dropping some dope fucking singles.
I'm going to drop Global Pandemic as soon as I can.
Yeah, check it out. That's going to be really good. I mean, I can't wait.
And not that song's going to change the world, but that's my version of what's doing. I got to do something. That's just, and that's just the beginning. I got to do 20 people groups. I've never held my knowledge to myself. I always shared everything. Everyone, you can talk to any one of my homies. They know exactly what I take in terms of my diet. They know exactly my spirituality, and they know my disciplines, and I share my disciplines with everyone. Disciplines are not to be hoarded. They should be shared. And I share that with everyone. So I just got to go into overdrive now. Awareness, self-awareness is the key. If anybody's interested in a workshop that anything, you guys, tell me in the chat, how many people are in the chat right now?
There's about 15 people.
Cool. In those 15 people, whoever's there, tell me what would be a workshop that would help you navigate during this time. Give me like one or two out of those 15 people. One or two people could say something. Let's see if someone puts something. What workshop would be effective?
And thank you, Delilah, for coming and checking out the YouTube podcast, LA Natives. Another.
Or if anybody wants to call, do we still have the phone number?
(626-596-1033). No bullshit calls.
Yeah, please, no drama calls. Keep it focused. But if you guys,
we're talking about serious
like,
shit
yeah,
here.
like we need to come together in a small way, in a big way, in any way. So I want to offer up a few workshops. Did anybody put anything?
Finding jobs that protect us. Job fair. Shout out to No Name.
Okay, what I say about jobs is find your own way to create something that you could sell someone directly. Because now with direct to market consumption through your phone is the new way of getting a job. It's the safest job you're going to get. Right? So you need to put some time into Venmo, PayPal, whatever apps that people are receiving money from, Zelle, all those things need to be available. And you need to find a service or a product to offer someone, because now there's a direct to, and you don't need, this is not the gold rush anymore. Get 10 clients, sustain yourself, be happy, be humble, enjoy your children. That's what I mean. This is we need to get into these type of conversations. That's why I'm asking the community, please ask me what workshops you want. I will dedicate myself. I don't give a fuck if I have to do it for free.
And that's why I'm going to be offering some workshops in Mexis Cafe. For example, not you don't have to do this, but this is an example. Like, learn your culture and make it into lucrative income. Like I'll be teaching people how to do tortillas de maíz, gorditas. Make your own drums, make your own flutes, salsa, everything that you can actually use it to make income, to generate income for you
through a direct to consumer market. Look that up. Direct to consumer. You are a supplier. This is what what is it called, Armando, when you're affiliated with Amazon and you're selling a product, or what do you call that?
Affiliate marketing.
There you go. See, if you don't know the definition of affiliate marketing and you're still trying to look for a job, they're getting away from whatever regulations were put in place. In Uber, do they need to write you up for Uber, Armando, to fire you?
No.
What do? They'll
just fucking deactivate you.
They deactivate your fucking app. That's what they want. They don't want no fucking overtime. They don't want no fucking 30-minute break. They don't want no lunch. They want to go, oh yeah, you're fucking around? Gone. See ya. You're done. There ain't no complaint. There ain't no supervisor.
Eventually, that's the goal.
But we have skills. We have skills and we have ways to receive money.
That's why uniting as a people is key. So we can build our communities, our industries, so that AI does not hit us and take us out. We have our own currency.
I think the currency is our community and how we feel about each other. It's not about selling products to each other. It's about how do we feel about each other. Sometimes I buy a product, I don't even need it, but I know how hard that person worked to make it. This is the type of community we need to foster in what they call sanctuary cities. It's never been sanctuary. We've always had LAPD, LA sheriffs. We've had fucking FBIs. We've had fucking everything has always been in our community.
And just gifting our indigenous ancestors used to just be really generous and gift people a lot of things all the time. And then that would come back to you as well. And just it would build that, keep that circle going of giving in the community.
This is what that's a perfect response to what I just finished saying. It's how we feel about each other. So if you see a señora hustling her ass off, fucking walking to every single store with a fucking bowl of oranges, and you have $5 and you can afford it, go buy those fucking oranges.
Exactly. Help them out. Help each other out.
If you have a nice little cushy job and you're making some, and you see fucking a bucket of flowers, you go buy those fucking flowers and tell that lady to get the fuck off the street. How do we feel about each other to help each other?
Yeah, we have to get out of that individualistic colonial mindset. Just where you're just out for yourself. You just care about yourself. Your money is your money. You don't give anybody anything. You just save for yourself.
How we feel about each other will save us.
Right.
There it is. Why? Because here's another example. How we feel about the earth will save us. If we feel like the earth is abandoning us, if we feel like the earth is hurting us, the outcome will be that. But if you feel like the earth is giving me medicine, the earth is giving me shelter, the earth is giving me water, that'll be the outcome. How we feel about each other will determine whether we save each other or not. You see, there are Mexican ICE agents.
They're very lost people.
That's how we feel about each other.
That's an individualistic mindset. They're just like, I know this job is bad, but I need this money and I'm just going to do it for me. That's all they think that crosses their mind.
No, a lot of them probably go, oh, this is right. I'm doing the right thing. Until 20 years.
Some of them, yeah.
Until 20 years later.
Until 20 years later. I'm just doing my job. It's just the law. It's just my job.
Yeah.
There's plenty other jobs you can get.
Yeah, but if your job is to terrify children, terrify elderly, take the innocent, and I'm just doing my job, I don't know.
They have to get out of that mindset that they've been told, just do your job. It's just don't worry about other people. Just do your job.
How we feel about each other will determine whether we save each other. If you hate yourself, if you hate your community, there it is. I love the earth. I know that the earth holds medicines. I know that the earth holds wisdoms. I know that the earth talks, but with no words. I know that earth loves me. And I love it. And that's the way I feel about it. That's the way we need to feel about each other. Now is that time. Now is that time. Be on lookout for Kuali's posts. We're going to do open mic. We're going to do some workshops. I'm inspired to do workshops. You're not going to take me down. You could take the restaurant, but you're not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Never.
I don't give up. I can't give up. Till the last breath.
Till the last breath.
The abuelos. They say, till the last breath. You know. All my relations. Stay focused. Stay strong. Question about how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the community. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Tlazocamatl, Ometeo.